This
This is
conference
Jay.
will now be recorded.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. This is Jay, and I'm your Abap trainer. So I'm a postgraduate in electronics and communications, and I'm having 15 years of experience in this corporate and classroom and online training. And we are here to learn ABAP, that is a programming language. So just like C, C++, Java, some kind of other programming languages. So many different kinds of non-technical people also coming to this learning this SAP Abap and all these things. So that's why we are just giving what exactly programming language, what is data type, what is variable, and all these things from the scratch. Like anybody can learn this one because nothing is prerequisite to learn SAP Abap. So first of all, we need to know all these things. So generally, non-technical people, whenever they attend, they used to know that, used to say that, sir, we have a language like Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, Tamil, English, something like this. Why do we need a programming language? Simple. If I have an assistant, I just he needs instructions from me. If I give instructions, he will follow that, he will do that. But he will do through human efforts. But you know that because of human efforts, even you put maximum, but you cannot get maximum accuracy, better performance, speed wise, memory wise. There are so many limitations for human being. That's why we are replacing human with a machine. So, whether it is a machine or human assistant, both are expecting instructions from master. So, I need to give instructions to a machine. So, just through a programming language. So, programming language is to give instructions to a machine. In fact, programming language is group of instructions to complete one task. Yes, okay. So, ABAP is a programming language. Fine. Then again, same question they will ask. So in that case, why do we have many languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, Fortran, Pascal, COBOL, ABAP? Why do we have many? Simple. Purpose of each and every programming language is different. Purpose of C, C++ basically for scientific applications, Java and .NET for web applications, and COBOL and ABAP for business applications. So we are going to learn this ABAP to develop applications for a business organization. That means first, if you want to step into ABAP, we need to know for whom we are writing these programs. So let me give you few details about business first. A business can be done in two ways. Not only business, anything you can do basically in two ways. One is manually, another one is automatically. Yeah. So which one is better? Already we have discussed. Manually we cannot get 100% of accuracy. That's why we are going for automatic process. But how we can automate a business? For that we have theoretical solution called ERP. So ERP is a theoretical solution for automating a business organization process. And but still ERP is a theory. The theory can be implemented by so many technologies, and one of them is SAP. This is the main point. You need to understand what is SAP. Okay, more details we will discuss later. And within SAP, we have one and only programming language called ABAP. So, ABAP is a programming language in SAP division, SAP sector. So if you join for a demo for ABAP, we cannot directly tell you this is the nature of programming ABAP and this is the way to write the program. In first day itself, we cannot discuss because to understand what is ABAP, first of all, we need to know what is SAP, what is ERP, and what is automatic process of a business. And first of all, what are the problems with manual processing of a business? If you know all these things, then only we can understand why we are joining into ABAP, and after getting job, what kind of programs for whom we are writing the programs. Okay, let's start. So even we are a technical people, we are technical people, but at least if you know some sort of business, we are not getting into in detail of business, sir. So we are just getting one some part of business, then we will discuss the many things. So let me take a simple organization, JK Cements. Even you are from MCA, BTech, MTech, some sort of things. At least you may had about these kind of things. This is an organization, and I am talking about very large scale industries, guys. These organizations are having different business units like sales, finance, production, inventory, procurement, quality, warehousing, raw materials, etc., etc., etc. These are different divisions, different business units, and technically you call them as resources. What are these? Resources of JK Cements organization. Now assume that all these are manually going on. Okay, right. But listen carefully. And you can, I think already you might have observed, all units of an organization are not going to maintain at one place because of several reasons, several comforts, several benefits. They are going to maintain at different geographical locations. These production plants will be somewhere else, warehousing will be somewhere else, sales unit will be somewhere else, HR people will be somewhere else, something like this. So these people are at different areas and they are doing their work there, but they have to share their information or not. Yes, so everything is dependent on depend on others. So salespeople information is required for warehousing. Warehousing information is required for production people. Production required for raw material. That means everybody is expecting information. Technically, information is called data. This is a depend on others. That means data is required for others. So data has to be processed. Why? You are at some different place, and if I didn't know what exactly you have done, I cannot continue with that. That's why I am expecting the data from you. So what do you have to do? You have to do your work. Suppose if you're a salesperson, you have to do your sales, and you have to keep the data with you, and you have to share the data with me. So apart from your actual work, you are doing extra things. This is the first problem. Whenever one person is doing multiple activities, definitely burden on that person will be high. Automatically, performance will be less. Whenever burden is high, performance will be. This is a simple thing. That is the first reason. Second thing is, this is the main problem of decentralized database. What is that? Decentralized database. So what is decentralized database? Data is not at one centralized place. That's why we are expecting data to be communicated, and everybody is maintaining the data. This is one more reason of the failure of this manual processing. That is inconsistency of the data, duplications of the data, redundancy of the data. So because of this decentralization, so due to all these many problems, so they went for one solution called ERP. And in SAP, guys, you have to remember, yeah, every word is self-describing word. It tells about itself, like enterprise, resources, planning. So what is the meaning of that? So you said this is self-describing. What is describing itself? Planning. It is, we are planning for integration. Integration means connecting. Integrating what? All the resources, finance, manpower, materials, etc., 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 of an enterprise, means an organization. So ERP, word wise, if you want to get the meaning, like this: ERP is theoretically saying planning to integrate all the resources of a company to its centralized database. You are a technical person, so technically you have to say everything. Okay, this is ERP. That means if you implement ERP, you can see organization like this. And the benefits, briefly I'm telling you, everybody can focus on business process only. If integrated, I work on my sales only. I work on my financial things only. I work on my controlling financial transactions only. I work on production only. So I don't care about data storing. I don't care about data consistency and all these things. So automatically I can give my best, isn't it? So that is because of centralized. And elimination of redundant data. Yes, since all of the people are maintaining data at one place, so never worry about he is updating and that updates are not coming into my system. This kind of worries we no need to, we can just ignore. And because the total data updates, hello, hello,
This conference will
duplications,
now be recorded.
and these duplications, redundancy, and everything can be so avoided. So this is because of, again, centralization. And corporate consolidation will be easier, managerial control will be better, and elimination of interfaces. But here we need to have some clarity that we will discuss later. Interfaces 100% is not eliminated. We require some interfaces, but maximum things of interfaces you can avoid it because of this ERP concept. Okay, and still, even you discuss a number of advantages, but all these are theoretically. But if you want to implement any theory, we need a technology. Yes, ERP theory can be implemented by so many technologies, and one of them is SAP. Bond, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Oracle Financials, and if you go internet, there will be so many other things. But SAP occupied so number one place in ERP sector since the beginning because of several reasons. We will discuss one or two later. But before that, if anyone asks you what is SAP, just like you said, Abap is a programming language, Oracle is a data DBMS package, and Windows is a operating system. In the same way, what is SAP means you have to say SAP is an ERP package, right? SAP is an ERP package. Definitely, they will ask you what does it do, what it do. So SAP is an ERP package which is used to automate a business. Okay, again he may ask you, okay, I didn't understand completely. Can you tell me, at least you tell me one thing. If you joined in a company called TCS, for example, you joined in a company called TCS. Okay, if JK Siemens came to TCS, and what TCS people will do for JK Siemens by using SAP software. So I'm going to say that TCS people, by using SAP package, they are going to integrate. Automation means integrate all business units of an organization, okay, to its centralized database. You should not forget this, please. Centralized database, by that all these are connected. So this is what we lost in manual processing, right? So now this is briefly what we're going to do with SAP project for any kind of client actually. Okay, right. So coming back to this point, that is SAP occupied number one place in ERP sector because of so many reasons, and well, I am going to give you one or two reasons. One is SAP is a ready-made package in the sense. So you know that in 1972, five people came out of IBM and started to develop SAP on behalf of a company called SAP AG, and they have taken almost 18 years of time to come with the full-fledged version of SAP package. Okay, so why do they have taken almost 2 decades of time? They didn't prepare only software. They have created tables, programs, screens, interfaces, transactions, etc., etc., etc. Now question. So without coming to the market, see, generally whenever client comes, then we do start the project, we do start development. But without coming to the market, how SAP created and how it is useful to us? Yes, SAP knows that in future the business partners or the clients comes to us definitely from a business. Of course, he might be from a cement factory or a rice factory or a food corporation or a university or any oil company or whatever it is. Business is a business. For all these businesses, there are some common things like customer, vendor, sales, purchase, materials, invoices, bills. These kind of things are common for every kind of business organization. And SAP developed all those things and they have integrated like an ready-made package. So the point is, once you join into the company, once you get into the project, the first rule for any technical person is, whenever you got a requirement from the client, first we need to just check whether it was already developed in SAP or not. This is the first rule. If it was already there, we have to take it and test it and give it to client. You don't need to create again, sir. Why should we waste my time, money, and manpower? This is the advantage for the developers in the company. So for the students, yes, this is the advantage. The advantage for students is the programs, the tables, the screens, the transactions, whatever we are explaining by explaining theory at the time of teaching. So the examples what we give, same thing you see in real time, right? So this is the biggest advantage with SAP training. Not only me, so every trainer will give you that, but examples will be little bit different, explanation will be little bit different. That's it. So SAP training will be like a real-time training only. Okay, right. And more details about this ready-made package. That means, so what is the difference between the program developed by SAP, program developed by me, something like this. This kind of things we will discuss in the first class. Okay, that's fine. More details. Now, second thing, SAP supports database independency. Generally, we call it as portability, but to make you to understand, I'm writing clearly, it is database independency. Perfect. What do you mean by that? Simple example. Databases are different types of databases you have. You know that. Oracle, MySQL, DB2, Sybase, MongoDB, so etc. 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 Just like if the people are from different states come with the different native languages. So if four people came to my demo with the four different languages like Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam and Telugu, I cannot teach them in their own native languages. That is called language dependency. That's what I do. I use English, and through that I can reach all the people at a time, so time will not be get wasted and my efforts will be saved. So that is called language independency. Irrespective of our mother tongue, I am using language. In the same way, in Abap, if you write a program that can be connected to any database, that means today it might be Oracle, tomorrow if you change that Oracle to MySQL, so there will be no problem, and automatically that programs can be connected. This is called database portability or database independency. But here you need to know one point. There is a difference between technical and non-technical people, guys. Non-technical people can say anything. It doesn't matter, they can make a statement and they can leave it. No one will ask for justification. But being a technical person, whenever you say something, yes, the other person, opposite person, have full rights to ask why, and that is what exactly the point, I mean, reason behind that. So once you say what is database independency, you must have to say how it supports database independency. This point also we will see in detail in the first class. Okay, so these 2 points we will discuss later. So till now we have discussed about what is the need of SAP. But what is SAP? Who will be there in SAP? We have to discuss right now. Okay, right. Now, what is SAP? SAP in the sense, already you know, SAP is a ready-made package. I mean, ERP package, you said. Full form of SAP is like this: systems, applications, and products in data processing. This is the full form of SAP. So you can ask one thing, sir, you said everything is predefined, I mean, sorry, self-described words. How it describing itself? Yes, in data processing automatically, that means while you are developing a project for an organization, we need three teams. One is systems, second one is applications, and third one is products. So systems, applications, and products are three different teams involved in SAP project implementation. Who are those and what are their roles and responsibilities? We will see. That would be the last one. Okay. So I am going to give you that final one, that is who will be there in SAP project. Okay. Right. Let me tell you. For example, let me take TCS. So as usually, there must be a client for every project, you know that. So all talks are done, discussions are done, decisions are made, and the project is ready. Now TCS people are ready to do project for JK Cements, but they need employees, no? So these people are going to recruit two types of teams basically: functional consultants and technical consultants, right? Okay. Now these two people are working. What these people will do? See, computer science is a concept which you can compare with your day-to-day life. That would be very easier. Okay, that is like, suppose if I have a 500 square feet of place, and if you want to build a house, first to whom we will meet? We are going to architect. He will take your budget details and your requirements and everything. As per that, he will analyze everything and he will make a plan on the paper. Listen carefully, he will make a plan on the paper. You call it as blueprint of your house, not house, sir. Blueprint of house. Okay, ready, done. So once blueprint is ready, what you do? Can you ask him to build a house? That's not his job. Now you have to go to layman and you have to ask, give this plan and ask them to construct the house. Once they have finished the total construction, once you see walls, roof and floor, you can say my house is ready. In the same way, any software project, generally you can think like this: first will be analysis, then will be development. Okay, of course there will be hundreds of internal divisions will be there, but roughly this one, non-IT people can get some idea from this. Okay, comes back to this one. Okay, now TCS people will say, boss, we are all set, and just come from your send your people and give their requirements, and then we start development, right? Okay, but JK Cements is not one person, guys, you know that. JK Cements has so many people like marketing, so materials, something like production people, HR people, finance people, etc. Assume that if a person comes with marketing team with marketing requirements, if that person comes with marketing requirements to my TCS campus, so there should be a person who can understand these marketing scenarios. Suppose if I'm from finance background, how can I understand his marketing scenarios? If I didn't understand, how can I analyze his requirement? So if any HR person comes from JK Cements, there must be a person in a TCS company who can understand these HR policies, HR scenarios. That's why in SAP project, basically we need to maintain functional consultants with the different modules like material management, sales and distribution, production planning, human resources, finance, controlling, quality management, warehouse management, etc., etc., etc. So this client is giving requirements to these functional people. These are the main people, guys, for any SAP project. Okay, what these guys do? You remember a few minutes back I told you, whenever you got a requirement, immediately you should not start development. SAP is a ready-made package, guys. You should not forget about that. So you have to check whether the asked requirement is already developed in SAP or not. So once I checked, program is there. Okay, happy. I no need to develop it. I can test it and give it to client. If it was not there, okay, I realized, okay, this is I need it. This is I need it. This is not there in SAP. So if it is not there, I have to develop. But functional people doesn't know development because these are non-technical people. They are from marketing background. They are from SD, material background or production background, something like this. That means functional people understands what to do, but they don't know how to do. That means in SAP project, they will find out gaps. So some table is missing, some program is missing, some menus are missing, some screens are missing, something like this. So that means functional people know what to do, but they don't know how to do. So these people, functional people, are taking a white paper. On that paper they are writing that what exactly they are expecting. I need a database table to store customer number, customer name, city, country, fax number, zip code, something like this. So by writing on the paper, nothing will comes. Someone has to develop that. Yes, that will be done by programmers. This functional specification will be given to programmers. And in SAP industry, there is one and only programming language called Abap. So that is what we are going to learn here. So Abap people know how to do, right? So whatever the specification given by functional people, we are going to develop that one. We are going to give back to functional people. They are going to test it and they are going to give to clients. So if you see the stream, client is not directly giving to ABAP consultant. Client to functional, functional people to ABAP. That means we need to understand ABAP people are working under functional people. Okay. So that means that's why in our training also we are going to take different scenarios from MM, SD, PP, FI, CO, QM, WM, something like this. I hope you understand that, sir. So that means once you learn ABAP, you should be able to work under any kind of functional consultant. No problem. Because if I know how to create the table, what if the table is meant for MM module or PP module or SD module? I can develop, no? So that's a point you have to understand first before going to join. Okay. And nothing is prerequisite, guys. I told you, ABAP is very easy language, fourth generation programming language. We can learn easily without any prior knowledge. Okay, these two people are working together, but these people doesn't know installations, so architectures and landscapes maintenance, database maintenance, and all these things. That's why there is one more team required called basis consultants. These work behind the screen. They are going to install SAP, they are going to maintain the systems, landscapes, and your authentications and architectures and navigations, NetWeaver concepts, and database maintenance, security, transportations. Everything will be managed by this basis people. Means whenever TCS like companies want to start SCP project, first they will recruit basis consultants. After that, they are going to recruit functional consultants. And once basis consultants set up everything, guys, set up everything, then they will start recruiting functional people and they will start analyzing process and blueprint phase. Once blueprints are done, and that will be geared up, that must be developed, and that for to develop them we need ABAPers. Now ABAPers comes at the end. So now these ABAPers will get one by one specification and starts developing. So ultimately from this total screen, what you have to say, functional people know what to do and ABAP people know how to do. That's all. So ultimately you can just justify SAP. S stands for systems, the basis consultants who are going to maintain the total systems. A stands for applications who are going to develop applications, ABAP consultants. P stands for products, those are going to be functional consultants who are going to design products and everything. So these three people together works. That's why here we need to observe something. Not only subject, and whenever you are talking in
Please come again with this one, this SAP, you said system application products. The
system
last two
application
sentences I
system
missed.
systems
No, no, you
applications
said
and
right, products
products.
are SAP, products are the finance functional people, and you said I missed it.
Nothing said. I say yes means systems, the people who design the systems, that is called, I mean, who maintain the systems, basis consultants. A stands for
Right.
applications, that is who are going to develop ABAP consultants. Products, who are going to design these products and all these things. These are called functional consultants. These are the main people. ABAP people are working under these functional consultants. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay, right. So that's why if you see from this diagram, by learning ABAP you should not say I did some SAP project or something like this. No, if you want to see, you can just download any experienced ABAP consultants CV or resume from internet. You see that they never mention that I did 3 projects or 4 projects, because only a developer cannot do that one. So you saw, you just talk professionally. So that's why you everybody says I have participated in 3 projects. Project one, my roles and responsibilities. Project two, my roles and responsibilities. Why I'm telling you this one is, generally coming to the demos, these people asks, are you going to take a project or something? No, in SAP that word we should not use generally. So project in the sense, yes, you are learning ABAP now. So we are going to discuss about real-time objects regards ABAP. Yes. So that kind of things we will discuss. And in your sense, yes, that is a project only, because to total project we cannot do here, right? Okay. Now, since this total meeting is for ABAP, that's why let me give you the full form of ABAP. Remaining things we can see in the first class. So ABAP stands for, it is an advanced business application programming language. It is just, you see, it is an advanced programming language for business applications. Since ABAP itself is saying that I have been developed for business applications, right? So don't waste your time to compare with Java or .NET or something like this, because in the first minute of the demo I told you purpose of every programming language is different. So here the ABAP purpose is to develop business applications. That's all. And it is fourth generation programming language. That's why usually you see they used to write Abap 4G by L. So, fourth generation means from one generation to another generation, what? Writing complexity of the programs are reducing. And in Abap fourth generation language, we can write a program very easily. So, generally, one more thing I would like to tell you, usually within the first demo itself we cannot see how to write the program, because without knowing all these things, right, just all these things, we cannot step into Abap. Prior to Abap we have to know all the standards of SAP and how to log in and all these things, then only we can start Abap programming language. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Jai, right? Jai Kumar.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, can you show us the contents like of Abap?
Yeah,
No
sure.
need to explain those things because
Sure,
in
sure.
one demo class, I know nothing can be done.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's a big programming language. In a single demo class, half an hour, nothing. We cannot learn
Yes, yes,
either of them.
exactly. Yeah,
But the
minimum
thing
for us
which
for,
you
for
explained, it
person.
was the thing which you explained. It's really good. Though I
Thank
knew
you.
all these things, but
Thank you,
the way
Satya.
you explained it is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So